Hello everyone, this is Mr. Van. This is a how-to video tutorial on using Excel to make a scatter plot and add error bars. So I've created a data set, a fake plant experiment where we have a control group and we're looking at the effect of fertilizer on plant growth. And what I've done is I've written days here, and then for my 10 plants in the control group, written their heights for days 0, 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. And I've also created another set of the fertilizer group data over here, same format, with the heights running down. And so there's a sample size of 10 here because there are 10 control plants, 10 fertilizer plants. Beneath that, I've got the average, the standard deviation, the sample size, and the 95% confidence interval calculated. And the formulas for those are in here as well. So first I started with sheets. I was able to create a scatter plot with the two averages. So I reconfigured the data down here, and actually it does make it a little easier to graph if you do so. For the control group averages, 95% confidence intervals for the control group and for the fertilizer group, because you can see here they're in rows. Down here I moved them into columns. And so it's not so hard to make a scatter plot in Excel or in Google Sheets. However, it is difficult to try to get the error bars on two sets of data. I was able to successfully do it with one, with a different YouTube video where someone put together, which is helpful, but still we want to be able to get two sets of data with error bars. So I've resorted to using Excel, and this is the end result of what we're hoping to get for this data set where we have error bars on both sets of data. So let me take you through the steps that I went through. So I have the same set of data here in Excel. You're going to begin first with highlighting both of these, and also you want to hold the command key down and then highlight the average height for the fertilizer as well. And then you can go to Insert, Select Chart. We're going to go down to XY Scatter, and you can see it knew what we were shooting for. So we've got 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. It's always a good idea to check, make sure that it looks consistent, and it does. And we'll play around with the formatting later. And so what we'll do here is now we just need to add the error bars. So here we're on top of the fertilizer group, so let's remember we need these 95% confidence intervals for here. You can go into the corner here, and it should, if you're on the graph, it should, this chart, add chart element icon should appear. And what we want to do is we're interested in error bars. We can go down to more error bar options, and notice all of a sudden these vertical error bars have appeared, or these horizontal error bars have appeared. Let's get rid of those. Now it appears as if they put on, let's go back to error bars. They have this sort of fixed value of 1 on all the error bars, so they've just thrown that in there, but that's not really a representation of the 95% confidence interval. So let's click on Custom down here. We're going to specify the value, and let's remember we're using the fertilizer group. And what we're going to do is into both of these cells, I'm going to delete what's in there, and then we're going to highlight all of the values that are under the fertilizer group for each of those. Now, this reminds me when I see this that these 95% confidence interval values represent the spread above and below the mean. That represents the 95% confidence interval of that population of data. So we'll click OK. So now we should have values here that are representative of the 95% confidence intervals. And it looks like they are. A lot of these are pretty similar except for this first one here. And then we'll select the data for the other set. And again, we want to add error bars, more error bar options. Let's just jump to custom. We'll delete that horizontal error bar later. Specify value, and let's just remember that we're using the control group, 95% confidence interval. Highlight it again. Click OK. And now we have that for the control group as well. So, and we can see, early on there appears to be a little overlap, but then later on, wow, we really see there's a pretty big difference between these samples here, which suggests strongly that fertilizer was the main, reason for the difference that we see between the growth of these two treatments of the plant. So. I'll let you, without taking you through the blow by blow here, if you go to any of these chart elements here, you can see there's an option to add axis titles, which you're going to want to do. This one doesn't have an X or a Y axis down here, so we're going to want to add some axis titles. A chart title, which you're going to want to do. And you can scroll up and see the kind of chart title that I have up here. And then if you wanted to move the legend up to the right side, you can do that. So you have options for where you want to put the legend, which I would probably put it on the right side. So I hope this was helpful, and good luck.